What is up, everybody? Welcome to Unplugged with Tyler Winters and John Pierman. I'm Tyler Winters. John Pierman is here, and we have a phenomenal show for you set up today.
Life changing.
Absolutely. I mean, it's like going to be the Tony Robbins of
Alter
podcast
your
episodes,
DNA.
without a doubt. So, John, I thought maybe this week we could go over a couple new tunes. One in particular is not really a new, well, it is a new tune, but it's a newer artist that you guys most likely haven't heard of. It's a new signee to Hopeless Records. I really dig her. So I thought we'd go over that. John, I want to get your thoughts on her.
Okay.
But also The Dangerous Summer. They're making some noise. I want to talk about them. Also, we'll do a few follow-up things before we get to our main topic, which is there is this website out there that if you connect your Spotify to it, it will judge you and roast you accordingly. So I thought it would be fun if John and I each tried that out and see what it says. I'm sure it's going to love what you and I listen to, though. Probably not going to be
Yeah,
repulsive
I
at
don't
all.
think it'll find anything wrong with me.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see. So stay tuned for that. So, John, let's just go ahead and dig in. So, one of the first things this week, I feel like it was like maybe like a Tuesday or Wednesday, early in the week, we were graced with a brand new song from The Dangerous Summer. They are working on a new album right now. I'm sure it's already done. Is it called Gravity? I think it's called Gravity. I think that's going to be the new album name. And I'm sorry, I don't know when that's going to be out just yet. But the brand new song was What's an Hour Really Worth? And John, I love this song. It's the first release since their last single, which is also called Gravity, which is phenomenal. John, what did you think of this track? And what do you think of The Dangerous Summer overall?
Well, I mean, I haven't really dove too deep in their back catalog. The name has always thrown me off. I think we've talked about that before.
Yeah.
I won't go into detail how it throws me off.
Yeah, you don't want to get canceled.
The track you sent me this week, I was like, oh, wow, this is really with the video and everything. I was like, wow, this is really good. And the most important thing to me is it sounds like I don't want to jump to conclusions, but it sounds like they're recording to tape. It sounds like it's not digital.
It does sound
It's got a
different.
really organic sound to me. It's so, and part of the video there you can see like recording tape going on. So I'm wondering, are they recording to tape? Because it sounds really good in a
Yeah.
way that only stuff recorded to tape sounds like.
Yeah, it almost sounds like the sound is just like a genuine sound. I didn't really notice that until you just brought that up, but maybe that's why I feel so, I don't know, like a connection to the song.
Mhm.
I don't know how to really put it, but it makes me feel some type of way, some type
Sure.
of, I don't know if it's like a nostalgia feeling or what it is,
I think it's probably some of that.
but we don't, and it might be because we don't normally get that type of sound anymore. And when we get a little dose of our past of music that we're used to listening to via CD or MP3 or whatever, and it has that, those elements of basically live music
Hmm.
recorded, produced, and coming in, like, yeah, I could see that that's the type of vibe that it would give off, a sort of nostalgic feeling. And yeah, I didn't get that until you just brought that up, but you might be right. And one
Especially
thing I
that
want to
second
say,
track. The name's
yeah,
escaping me, but yeah, sorry.
yeah, Gravity.
Well, Gravity was the first one. What was the second one? What's an hour really
What's an hour
worth?
really worth? Yeah. Uh, I don't know too, man. I don't know a lot about The Dangerous Summer. One of our old acquaintances, Matt
It's an
Kennedy, was
appropriate
in the
term.
band. I don't know. I don't think he's in the band anymore. He's not in any
No, he
of the.
left last year at some point, so
Yeah,
I'm not sure why. Or
yeah,
there's always speculation about that band. If you'd followed the
yep.
pop punk subreddit,
Mm-hmm.
there's been a lot of stories and things and controversies with that band. So you don't really know what the real story is. So
Sure, yeah, and
hate to
we could
speculate.
speculate
So
all day, but I don't think that's fair, and I definitely wouldn't want to do that to Matt anyway, since we do have a history with Matt. But I did want to throw that out there that we're not just like talking about this band because we know a past member, but I do want to throw out there that AJ Perdomo, the lead singer of The Dangerous Summer, I feel like, dude, he's got the best voice that the scene
Yep.
has to offer. It's just it's so raw. You can almost feel his emotions when he's singing and his delivery. It's just I love it. It sounds like a mature voice too.
Mhm.
Like I don't know. It's just so good. And it's just kind of got that effect to where, you know, I've told you many times when I'm listening to a song, I don't necessarily listen to lyrics right away, but when he's singing, I listen. And
Yeah.
like it's just how he delivers, I guess.
Well, I think if somebody cornered me and asked me like, "What's the thing you hate most about modern pop punk or alternative music?" I would say it's overproduced, and it sounds overproduced.
Hmm.
Whereas when we were of high school age, it was still overproduced, but it wasn't sounding so much overproduced to me. Like, I mean, it was very dense and, you know, studio driven, and they put a lot into the production of it, but it didn't sound that way. Like
Right.
it
And
still sounded raw. But now to me, it's just too overproduced. So this was refreshing to hear because I felt like it was pretty raw, but fresh at the same time.
yeah. And I wonder too if a lot of that goes into, because so back in the day, we talked about you record to tape or you record straight into Pro Tools or something like that. So all the sounds back then, although overproduced, maybe it's more over layering, but it's all authentic
Yeah.
music being played. Whereas
Mhm.
now there's a lot of digital sounds being
Yeah.
implemented. You're not
It's a
necessarily
lot of
hitting a
cheating
real
going
guitar.
on.
Yeah.
I I just feel like there's always pitch correction and things like that going on when I'm
And
listening
it's
to something. And
noticeable
just
too.
it just
Yeah.
checks me right out. So really, I mean, modern pop punk and alternative is like gas station sushi. And this Dangerous Summer track was like, you're on the coast, fresh kind of sushi.
Yeah. Like this type of sushi is probably good for your gut, not going to give you
Yeah,
the shits.
correct.
Whereas
Well, still might.
it still might, but it's going to be a healthier shit, right?
Yeah, but I'm not going to be screaming the whole time.
Right. It's not going to burn on the way out.
No.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, dude, and John, you mentioned during the text back and forth when we were talking about this song that you're making a bold claim. I don't know if you
Yeah,
want to share it and put it
I
out
think
there.
I think the album comes out in June, and I think it's going to be a big contender for album of the year for this podcast at least, and
I
maybe some other
100%
publications.
agree.
If you know, both tracks just seem to have a kind of vibe to me that I really like. So,
Yeah.
unless the other tracks are all garbage, I mean, I have high
Yeah,
hopes for.
dude, that's the thing. It's like I really hope the next tracks we get overall, album wise, all sound like these songs and like they
Yeah,
go
and it
with
felt
these
like
songs.
it has a summer vibe to it too, and it's coming
Yeah,
out in June, so I mean, it might catch on. You never know.
yeah. Dude, this band, I don't know, they've been around forever since like 2008. I think I saw was like their first release, and uh, I don't know why I've never really given them a chance before, but I've I've been watching them closely since shortly after the pandemic started. So I've been really impressed with what they've released. So I'm up there with you. I think that this album right now, based off the two singles that we got, really has the potential to make some noise and could be a top album of the year contender. I 100% agree. All right, John. So let's talk about this new Hopeless Records signee, Karen Dió. And
Is it
hope I'm
Dio or Dio?
Dio. Yeah, I'm not sure.
So like, is she related to Ronnie James Dio?
There's a little accent over the O. I don't know if there's a way that we
Oh,
pronounce it.
that might make a Dio.
Yeah, that's
I
what I
think
was
you're right.
thinking. So
Or maybe
never
it's
heard
just
of her
silence.
before. I think she's from. Let me go back to the email that Hopeless sent me. I don't know if the PR Brandy told me much about her yet. She didn't, but if I go to Karen's Instagram,
Mhm.
um, she describes herself as your favorite Brazilian punk rocker. So she's from Brazil. You can hear an accent while she's
Yes. Yeah.
singing, which I absolutely love. I think that's dope. So the song, I don't know. Did you listen to both songs? So she has a new one out
I
called
listened to Sick Ride.
okay. She has a new one out called So Funny, which I thought was great. Sick Ride is I don't know what I really think of the lyrics, but I think it's fine. Like the lyrics aren't anything like, oh, I don't want to say amazing. like not amazing, because I feel like
Oh, sure.
that's kind of negative.
Well, we can take
But
into account English might be a second language if she's
yeah,
Brazilian. So,
I'm just going to talk about how, like, overall the song sounds really good to me. It's very punk grunge, if you will, at least that song in particular. So funny. You should listen to it. But I feel like it's almost like Olivia Rodrigo meets Nirvana to me. So
hmm.
that's the type of vibe I get with So Funny. So I'm really intrigued to hear more. It's got, I really think So Funny. I don't think Sick Ride could be mainstream at all because she drops the MFer constantly throughout the song, but
Well, I see
it's really
explicit
good.
marked on both these songs. So,
Well, So Funny, I feel like could potentially play nice, especially with like Olivia Rodrigo rock out on the radio. I could see
yeah.
So Funny maybe finding its path, squeezing its way in, where I feel like mainstream audiences would like it. Not to say it's going to get mainstream radio play or anything like that, but I could see it play nice. John, what did you think overall? I won't keep talking here.
I only listened to it that one time, and it was a little bit too sweet for me
Yeah.
as far as how it sounded. Not that the lyrics were of sweet nature, but it's just a little too shiny for me.
Okay. I
But
could see that.
we know I'm curmudgeonly old man, so that makes
So
sense.
I thought you might like this a little bit more because, not to say she sounds like the OCs, but the OCs
Hmm.
are very wild and
Yeah.
funky. And I know you like the OCs. We had John Dwyer on just couple months ago. So guys, go check that out. Unplugged with John Dwyer of the OCs was the name of the podcast episode. But
Yeah.
that's the kind of vibe I got. I was like, I think John's gonna like this. It's very punky, very kind of raw in a sense. So I thought you'd like it. But I really think you
Well, you
should check
thought
out
wrong, sir.
I
But
think you should check
I'll
out
give it some more
So Funny.
listens.
Yeah, definitely do. I listened to it a lot and it was bobbing my head a lot on the way to Target this weekend. So I dig it. I'm excited to hear more from her. See what she's got.
Yeah. Do you
And maybe
think
we
that's what
could
she had in mind when she wrote the song? It's like, you know, father of two driving to Target's gonna love
in a
this.
minivan, windows
Yeah.
down, summer vibes. I think so. I'll have to ask her. Maybe we should have her on the pod or something. But yeah, I thought you guys should definitely go check that out. Okay, so John, let's do some quick follow-ups real quick. So we mentioned last week T Swift's new album, The Tortured Poets Department, came out.
Hmm.
It's been well, I want to say it's been a smash. It's done extremely well.
Yeah.
But on one of her
Sold
songs, The
well.
Black Dog, we she mentioned the starting line. We've already talked about this, and we were wondering how far will the streaming numbers go up for the starting line, and we have some numbers. So it looks like Billboard wrote the veteran Philly pop punk group The Starting Line enjoyed a hefty catalog bump after getting shouted out on The Black Dog, the song from Taylor Swift, new song, with 234,000 streams from Friday to Sunday, representing a 55% uptick from the previous weekend, 151,000 streams. So that was a week ago. Today, when we're recording this, is April 28th, Sunday. On Thursday, April 18th, when it all started, before the shout out, they were at 497,000 monthly listeners. Okay. As of today, they are at 551,000. So that's almost 60,000 new monthly listeners for the month. So huge boost.
Yeah,
So
that is huge.
that's person on Spotify listening. And
Yeah,
now
I
that
feel like they're
listener may listen to multiple songs too.
sure. I feel like they're benefited that the mention doesn't like say a specific song. It just says starting line. I mean, she's referring
Yeah,
to Best of Me, and that's probably the
right.
first thing that's going to pop up for people if you're searching for the starting line. But
Yeah,
it gives them a chance to, what song is she talking about? Maybe they dig a little bit deeper, or maybe they
yeah,
like Best of Me and want to hear more.
yeah. If you type in the starting line, go to the starting lines page on Spotify. The best of me is the first song that
Sure,
is
that's going to be their highest
suggested.
listen to song. Yeah, and
Yeah.
a lot of people were talking about how much they liked their third album, and so I revisited it some, and it is pretty good.
Which
They
one was
never
the
really
third
fell
album?
off. Direction, I think, is the third one.
I gotta look at the Pulling it up now and looking. Oh, Direction, the one with the
Yeah.
skyline and stuff.
So a lot of
Okay,
people are disappointed by Based on a True Story. Um,
I liked Based on a True Story.
yeah,
I loved that album.
I always liked it too. I think people are wrong.
Yeah, I think so too. I think
Wrong.
that was a great follow up. But yeah, I guess also they are taking advantage of this moment, and they've released new merch. So if you go to the startinglinerock.com, you can head to their merch store, but they have an old enough tee there, so you can buy that. And that's reference to the line, I guess,
Mhm.
something along the lines you weren't old enough to know the starting line or something in that song. So yeah, you could go get that tee and help support the starting line. They've got some things brewing this year, so
I feel like
good
she's old
timing.
enough. She is old enough.
She's old enough. Yeah.
Yeah. She's only like 3 years younger than you. I mean,
Yeah, I know.
she could have known.
Yeah. Also, to kind of touch on the Tortured Poets department, doesn't look like the album is getting great reviews. I know I personally didn't care for it. I feel like it was too many songs. It was like isn't it like 30 something songs? It's too much. And I don't think any artist, I don't care who you are, I feel like this happens time and time again. If you have too many songs, you have two like a double or triple album, it doesn't fare too well. I feel like Sum 41's Heaven and Hell album did fine, but we were expecting something like that. And
Yeah.
it's very much broken up into, well, they tried to pop punk and metal. So you didn't get it didn't feel like that album was too much, too many songs. But I feel like most other albums that come out, if you have 20, 30 songs, it's information overload and it's just too much to digest. Also, I felt like with this album, I don't know how you feel. Were there any upbeat songs? Were they all slow? It seemed like they all ran
I
together.
mean, up to the point I got to is there's a couple of beat tracks that was about halfway through.
Okay.
But for the most part, I mean, they're pretty, towards the slower end.
Yeah. And I like a slow song. I like a ballad. Don't get me wrong. But I don't know. It was just too much slow, too much depression for me for this album, it felt like. So, um, and I didn't really hear too many hits. I know Rolling Stone wasn't impressed. One of their articles titled was Taylor Swift and Jack Antonoff have reached their limit. Jack Antonoff and Taylor Swift have been working collaboratively on several past Taylor Swift albums. Yeah, it looks like NME wrote the Tortured Poets Department scored a 3-star review from NME upon its release, with Laura Malloy writing, "The pitfalls that mired her 11th studio album are all the more disappointing. She's proven time and time again she can do better." To a Melbourne audience of her Eras tour, Swift said that the Tortured Poets Department came from a need to write. It's just that maybe we didn't need to hear it, which is kind of a nice little jab there. But yeah, I'm not impressed with this new Taylor Swift album. Not to say I'm a huge Taylor Swift fan either, but
You know, I feel like the to her, loyalist fans, I think they really like it, and I think people that are just more on that casual side, it's like, okay, this is a lot.
yeah,
But I think for the people that are way in, they're gonna enjoy it because it's and talking to my sister who's a big Taylor Swift fan about it, there's a lot of like uh, Easter egg kind of references in the songs to other songs and things like that.
got you.
And
Okay.
and I think people that are more aware of, her personal life, I think they can pick up on a lot more in the songs than maybe somebody that's not as involved with Taylor. Probably is just like, okay, this is really a lot.
Yeah, right. And that's very fair. And I'm definitely probably fall into the latter crowd for
Yeah.
sure. Um, and yeah, and then I also want to say too, because I said it about the Blink album, and I think it's fair to say that maybe she wrote this album for her and not necessarily
Sure.
for the fans. So, and she can do whatever she wants at this point in her career. So
Yeah,
this is the
I feel
album
like
she
I've
wanted.
enjoyed it more because I've tried to digest it in like pieces and do like maybe 2 or 3 songs at a time, and then just
Yeah,
kind of not try to tackle the whole thing all at once.
yeah, because that is a big undertaking for sure to do it that
Hmm.
way. So yeah, I'm not surprised at how well it's done. I knew it would do well. She's probably gonna have 2 or 3 singles easily off of this album. just because of her name. It'll get pushed to radio, it'll get pushed regardless because of her name. So, but yeah,
People
um,
shit all over the White Album too, you know.
that's true. Very true. All right, John. One other follow-up piece. The Smashing Pumpkins have revealed their new guitarist for their upcoming tour. We all know, because we've talked about it a couple times, the Smashing Pumpkins basically announced that they were having open auditions for a new guitarist after their previous guitarist left the band. And I guess they had over 10,000 applicants. Well, they finally narrowed it down to one. And that new guitarist, John, is Kiki Wong.
Mhm.
She's played with Taylor Swift before. She's played with Usher before, performed with those artists. And I don't know if you've heard her play, but she sounds like she's going to she's going to work out just fine for the Smashing Pumpkins. And I'm not real familiar with her work, but listen to her shred a little bit, and she can shred. She's good, and she's got a great look. I will say that. I don't know if you saw pictures of what she looks like, but she's pretty. Just gonna throw it out there. So it'll be interesting to see.
So you got to think for her, is what you're saying.
I mean, if I wasn't, yeah, if I was single, I'd slide into a DM. Let's just say that. It's fair enough.
Yeah,
All right.
go for it, man.
So I
What do you
guess
got to lose?
so I'm wondering too if she's like part of the band now, or if she's just part of the upcoming tour. So it'd be interesting to see if like she's going to be, allowed to write with the band and that sort of thing. So we'll see. Good follow up. Just kind of putting a button on what we've talked about in the past. So be on the lookout. And it's also cool too. Can I just say that they did pick a female to be here? Clearly she's worthy. Her playing is great. And I don't know. It's just good. It's good to have more females in the alternative space for sure.
Yeah,
And getting
Darcy was in the
spotlight.
band. Or, I don't know
Yeah,
if she still is, but yeah.
I don't think she is. I think her and Billy had some disagreements. Um, so yeah,
So
she's
they
not
got their
in.
quota back.
I don't think she even joined the reunion. I don't even know if there was talks that she was allowed to join in the reunion. But
No, I feel like I had a little bit of a crush on her as a child.
yeah,
Oh, chick bass player, yeah.
who were your big crushes musically?
Oh, musically?
Yeah,
Oh,
back in the day.
Michelle Branch. Yeah.
Yeah, Michelle Branch. I always liked the blonde from Dream, that girl group.
Okay.
Um,
Baby Spice, maybe.
oh, Baby Spice, yeah, for sure. I, you know what? I did have a little crush on Alanis Morissette in the Ironic video. I think it was
Not the one
the
where she
one in
was
the
walking
back
around
seat.
naked
The
and pixelated.
well, the one in the back seat on in the left side, that
Oh,
version.
that Alanis. Okay.
Yeah, that Alanis. I like that one. Um,
Karen O from the Yeah Yeah Yeahs. I used to
ooh, uh,
have a thing for
don't
her, I
remember her.
think. Oh, that Maps music video. I used to watch it every day before school. It's like, oh, she's
Just get rub one out before school.
gonna go get this out of me before school.
Prevents you from having those phantom boners popping up in
No, you don't want
class.
to do that before school. Rusty undies all day.
I'm trying to think. I know that there's some others.
And
A
Mandy
blank.
Moore a little bit, maybe. Yeah, Mandy Moore was
Yeah.
pretty good.
Who else?
There just wasn't a lot of girls in the scene.
There wasn't, which was a shame.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. You know what? I did have a thing for. I don't know how young I had to be. When was that Aaliyah song with Timbaland? When did that come out?
Oh, early 2000s, probably.
Yeah, I had a mad crush on Aaliyah.
Uh,
It's a shame.
Jennifer Love Hewitt and that
Oh.
Enrique Iglesias video.
Yeah, Jennifer
Was
Love
all right.
Hewitt, man.
I don't think she was performing, but she was performing.
She was performing something. Anyways, let's move on, John.
Who could forget that, huh? Thinking about it right now.
Well, Jennifer Lopez, she was a lot
No,
of people had a thing for her.
nope. Shakira? I
Yeah.
take Shakira over J Lo.
Oh, for sure. Me too. Plus, she wasn't involved in the P. Diddy stuff back
Yeah,
in
and
the
I don't
day,
think
so,
Shakira's had Ben Affleck in her, so
yeah.
automatic points for that.
All right, John, let's move on to our main thing.
She could have,
that
I
we
don't
wanna
know.
discuss. That's true. We don't know. We're only speculating.
Have to ask.
We're only going off of what
Excuse me, ma'am.
If you had Ben Affleck inside you. Okay, John. So there's this website out there that judges your Spotify listening habits. And I thought,
I just got my grading.
did you? You just did it?
Yeah, I closed it out though. I
Oh,
was offended. It
well,
had mean things to say.
I'm gonna share mine. I wanted to do this over, real time.
Okay.
So
Well, I
let
can open it
me.
back up and it'll do it again.
Okay.
Hopefully, it'll do it the same way. I don't know. That's a true test, really.
All right. Do you want to try yours first then to see if
No,
it'll?
if yours is ready, go ahead.
No, I'm gonna have to
Run mine through
do
it
the
again.
things. Okay. How do I share here?
Oh, on Zoom. No,
Yeah.
Zoom
Oh, share
screen share is
screen.
easy.
There's a
Yeah,
green big ass button. Okay.
yeah, it's pretty easy.
All right.
I do it every morning. That's why the only reason I'm judging you.
Oh, okay. That's fair.
Spotify is limiting how many people can use this app at once, so you need to.
Oh, this is cool. Anyways. All right. I'm gonna share, I think.
All right, I have mine paused at the first question, so we can. I'll wait for you.
All right. Do you see it?
Mm-hmm.
Who? All right.
Yep, we're there, man.
Okay. Here we go. Let's find out. So this website's called pudding.cool. Okay. And you go there and it asks, how bad is your streaming music? Our sophisticated AI judges your awful taste in music. And all you have to do is click find out. And it's initializing. So let's see what it says, John. I feel like I do feel like it's not gonna have anything bad to say.
Wow, you're good.
All right. So if you're not watching this on YouTube, assuming I'm going to put this on YouTube, it says it's done its thing, but it's asking or saying, "Hi, I'm an AI trained to evaluate musical tastes. To get started, I'll need to see your Spotify or Apple Music. I'm just going to look at what you listen to. I won't post or change anything." Okay, so I'm going to log in with Spotify, loading your music. Spotify limiting how many people can use this app at once, so you'll need to
Those all your credit card
again.
numbers.
Analyzing your listening history. LOL, OMG, okay, hold up. Do you really listen to Fire Escape by Fastball? Yes, I do. That's a great song. Like, ironically,
Uh, it
no.
did the exact same thing for me, just with a different song.
All right. So I said no. I'd listen to it for
I'm already
real.
upset.
So it says cool. Sing plenty of rock.
Said the
Okay.
same shit to me.
Finding a lot of Green Day. Like, a lot. Oh boy, No Rain by Blind Melon. Oh, great. Another Foo Fighters stan. Yeah, that's probably true. You've been listening to a lot of Green Day lately. You okay? So, and I have the option to choose yeah, why, or not really. I'm going to say yeah, why? No reason.
The exact same.
Of course, Bush. Fuck, Mary Kill. Choose fast. Blink 182, Foo Fighters, or the Goo Goo Dolls. Jeez. I'm going
Please.
to marry the Foo Fighters.
All right.
I guess like with Blink 182 and then kill the Goo Goo Dolls. I love the Goo Goo Dolls, but I
I
gotta kill
just
them, I
murdered
guess.
him.
Let's just leave that there. Have you been to Coachella? No, clearly. Well, this has been interesting. Let's get your final score. All right. Here we go.
You're going to be very
Final
disappointed
score.
when we run mine and it's the exact same formula, just with different artists.
That sucks. Your Spotify was bad, it says. Uh, adult skateboard sporter like Lilith Fair, Ross, and Rachel bad.
Well, this part was different, at least.
Thank your obsession with Green Day, Lilith, example, Alanis Morissette and Sheryl Crow, and I'll be there for you for that. Based on your listening habits, I can also tell you your Spotify was UFO Truther bad, the singer looks like the drummer from Nirvana bad, 90s middle school rock bad, Lilith
Well, that
Fair
checks.
main stage bad, folklore, Evermore, Dumbledore, witch pop bad. Here's what else is going on in your aural trash fire. You listen to these too much. Glycerine from Bush, Little Things by Bush, I Love You Always Forever, Donna Lewis, Mary Jane's Last Dance by Tom Petty, Only Want to Be With You by Hootie and the Blowfish. I will say Only Want to Be With You by Hootie and the Blowfish does come up a lot on my Spotify for some reason. And I just hit,
Random.
Yeah, random.
I do a lot of the DJ thing, so
Oh, do you?
because I'm lazy, so
Yeah, that's not
that
bad.
that leads to a lot of repeat listens of the same stuff. So
Yeah. So it also goes on to say, it says, you stand these artists to an uncomfortable extent. Green Day, Blink, Foo Fighters, the Goo Goo Dolls, and Bush. You are 3% basic, 21 2 in the Dangerous Summer. Where do you even find this? You're stuck in the 1990s. You know there's been good music since. Fastball, right? Yes. That's it. I'm done. I need to go recalibrate my taste levels. Shutting down. Enjoy this project. Consider helping. Blah blah blah. So there you go. I'm 3% basic and I'm stuck in the 90s, which
yeah,
is about right. I feel like I kind of am stuck in the 90s when it comes to my listening habits.
you're going to be quite disappointed when we run through this again and the similarities.
All right. Well, you go ahead and share your screen now, big boy.
All right. You have it disabled.
What the fuck? How do I
You have to
enable
right
it?
click on share screen and you can say someone other than the host can share the screen.
All right. You should be able to now. I'm really glad that you have experience with Zoom.
Oh, yeah.
You have to do it every day?
Every morning,
Right on.
twice on Wednesday.
All right, John.
Sorry.
Go ahead and commentate.
Well, I'll make sure I'm sharing the right screen here.
I see. Do you really listen to stickers of Brian? By
Yeah,
Hot
so
Mode?
we're already at that point. We've skipped through all that stuff. So we're at, do you really listen to stick? Yeah, we have been listening to that. Like I ever see.
Yeah, like ironically, no.
Cool. Now it's going to give me something formulaically. See, same
Yeah.
thing.
Plenty of rock. Finding a lot of Hot
Gonna pick an
Mulligan.
artist you listen to a lot, like a lot.
When Winter Comes Around by Them Lemon Twigs. Oh, great. Another Blink 182 stan.
I wouldn't consider myself that.
You've been listening to a lot of Hot Mulligan lately. You all right? No reason why. Of course, Alkaline Trio. Buck, Mary Kill, Choose Fast. All right, this will be fun. You've got the OCs, Blink 182, and Sweet Pill. Buck, Mary Kill. Who you
We're gonna
got?
kill Blink.
Okay.
We're sure
Mary
gonna fuck the
Sweet
OCs.
Pill and Buck the OCs. Okay. Let's just leave that there. Have you been to Coachella? No,
Did I ask you that?
it did.
Yeah.
Says this has been interesting. Let's get your final score. Your Spotify was pretty good. Wow. JK. Oh.
Hmm.
Goes on. Your Spotify was bad. Okay. It was proud of Travis for flying again, eyeliner, and screaming nobody puts baby in a corner bad.
Mm-hmm.
It's very specific. Think your obsessions with Blink 182, emo, and the time of my life from Dirty Dancing soundtrack for that. Based on your listening habits, I can also
I've never
tell,
listened to that song. I don't know why it's.
I can also tell you your Spotify was Jazz Flex bad, Middle School Warp Tour bad, Went to the Woods Once bad, Jazz Everyone's Heard of bad, Nag Champa bad. What the heck is that? And here's what else I learned in that hellscape. You listen to these too much. Shouldn't Have a Leg Hold, but I Do by Hot Mulligan. Hot for Preacher by Alkaline Trio. It's a family movie. She Hates Her Dad by Hot Mulligan. This song is called It's Called What It's Called by Hot Mulligan, and I Smoke by Hot Mulligan. A lot of Hot Mulligan. They're right. What else does it say there, John? You stand these artists to an uncomfortable extent.
Um,
Can you scroll down?
Got to scroll down. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Hot Mulligan, the OCs, Blink 182, Sweet Pill, and Alkaline Trio. You are also 3% basic, Happy Days, and Eddie Lockjaw Davis. Where do you find these? You're too trendy for your own good. You know there's good music from before 2019, right? That's it. I'm done. I guess the important thing is that your music makes you feel good. Shutting down.
So a little bit of different from yours, but I mean,
Yeah.
come on. We come
Yeah.
up to the same percentage.
Yeah.
Basic.
Unless we are.
The odds.
Yeah. Yeah. So, guys, I think you guys out there go to pudding.cool, pudding, the kind you
Yeah,
eat.
if you come up with the same basic percentage, I'm going to shut this website down.
Yeah. Let us know how many percent basic you are, because I want to know
Shut it down.
if they're changing that up, or is that just like, hard coded into the results there. So Good stuff. All right, John, I think we can end it there. You got anything else to add for the week?
So, I mean, that little exercise was fun. And
Yeah.
I like to get made fun of every now and then.
Yeah. If you guys run across anything else kind of similar or want us to do anything, get our, reactions, um, genuine, organic reactions, let us know. We'll do them on the podcast. And then we'll also throw it up on YouTube so you can watch along. But all right, guys, that'll do it for this episode. So thank you so much for tuning in. If you're really digging our show, please consider helping us spread the word and leaving us a review in Apple Podcasts or on Spotify. A 5-star review would be greatly appreciated. And please let us know what you like most about the show and what you'd like to hear more of. So with that, thanks again. We out. Peace.